If you told me 5 years ago, 5, 6 years ago, technically, because before Gacha came out, that Gacha games, or not even just Gachas, forget Gacha, mobile games, like the amount of times I find myself playing Wuthering Waves, experiencing that open world, experiencing the music. I want to get into the music too, but experiencing all of that, and then just, this is a mobile game? Like,
can I add into that? And
yeah.
free.
And free.
For free?
For free. Yeah. Like,
experience. I think Wuwa 2.0 is going into and you mentioned it earlier. I didn't really think about it that way, but I was eating, and you said that 1.0 was probably supposed to have all of that stuff wrapped into it, and then progressively over time. And now we shotgun through 1 to get to 2, and 2 is where Wuthering starts. 1 was the prologue. I feel like with Wuthering 2.0, they can only go up from here.
Exactly.
And at this point, I think they're making, and Wuthering might be the first to do it, because especially after 1.5, I don't know, it's neck and neck. Zenless and Wuthering are like in the same boat right now. They aren't making a gacha game.
Exactly.
A game that just happens to have gacha in it.
Exactly.
Bro, the moment that clicked with me, I'm like, yeah, this is a whole different market at this point. And if they breach that, it's over.
That's my thing. And first of all, like I said, I still play Genshin, everybody. I'm critical of things that I enjoy. And right now, there's just things to be critical about. I'm just going to put it out there. I think if you're watching this, and especially if you got to this part, you understand that. But the reality is, Genshin had just... I do not think Genshin is the better game currently.
Yeah.
Can they improve their game? Sure. But currently, I do not think it's the better game. But they have the buff of opportunity, and that's just, that could go into a whole other conversation around like YouTube content and things of that nature. Yeah. But basically, just because something has the numbers doesn't make it the better experience. And I do not think it's the better game currently, but it has that buff of numbers. It has that, that market breakthrough opportunity that they had. And so as a result, everybody else is going to kind of have to pull it out of the dirt, pull it, out through the dirt. But with time, they are really leveling up what is required, I think. And like I said, when Ananta comes out, competition, because now they're all going to have to be like, man, people are playing Ananta, people are playing Wuthering Waves, people are playing Zenless Zone Zero. You know what I'm saying?
The retention.
Like, they have to, okay, we got to make it easier for people to farm now. We can't keep doing...
Exactly right, man. I can't play them all. I've got a full-time job and a 9-month-old daughter. Like, I've got to be very selective with my time. And when you have that many out on the market, you've got to compete for my time and my money.
Mm-hmm. That's the best thing about right now, too, is like we're in a golden era. We're entering a golden era for gacha games. But, as we mentioned, these 2 games, Zenless and Wuthering, they're becoming more than a gacha game. They're becoming games. And with Genshin, they've had 5 years to figure this stuff out. And I don't think it's that they didn't want to do it or they couldn't figure it out.
Oh, 100%.
That's what I meant to say. I don't think that they couldn't figure it out. So they didn't want to do it because there was no reason to. They had no competition. But if you notice, once Star Rail came out, Genshin started changing their game drastically. Every other patch, they were making some big change that we've been asking for 4 years. When Zenless came out and Wuthering came out, all of a sudden, hey, there's a new big change that you guys were asking for 3 years ago. We just made it right now, and we made it better. You could have done this 3 years ago. Why are you doing it now? Because we have competition. Because we can't allow people to keep leaving Genshin Impact going to Wuthering Waves, leaving Genshin Impact going to Zenless Zone Zero, leaving Genshin going to Star Rail, right? And even if it's in the same house, which is Hoyoverse, the development team of Genshin is still losing. They're losing a player base. They gain more, they lose more. They gain more, they lose more. And I've said this for a long time. The casual audience, free-to-plays, and this is going to sound harsh, I don't mean it in a derogatory manner, free-to-plays don't matter as much as someone who spends money in the game. The player that spends a monthly battle pass and they've been playing for a solid 3 years, if they suddenly quit, they don't log in for 3 months and they're playing something else and they're giving that money to another game, that matters more to the company than 20 free-to-play players just logging in every day, clocking in hours. You're not bringing them money, you're bringing them retention, but they care about the money. And when you amplify that with whales, it's easier to whale in Wuthering Waves. We just established that. I don't have to play the Gamba game with the weapon banner. We've established that. So you're telling
And now
me
I can
there's a
flex
whole
in
different
other
game.
games too, because it's easier to
Exactly,
flex.
right?
I can get it in Wuthering Waves quicker. So now I can use the $10,000 I was going to spend in insert other game here. I can now split it and I can flex in multiple games now.
Yup, I can go on vacation.
Feel free to, like I said, whatever closing remarks you might have about whether it be, like I said, Wuthering Waves, your experience here, what have you, and shout out your socials. We can start with you, EO, and then we'll go down the list.
Cool. Well, I guess I'll drop it here because no one else knows this. I'm making a new channel for Wuthering content. Well, not specifically Wuthering, but my high quality content where it's like fully edited IRL, all this kind of stuff. But anyway, that's not ready yet. So until then, EOverse or at EO, it's fine. That's where I'm usually at. Ioku, IYOKUU is there too for Twitter and Titch. Wow. Twitch is where I've been doing a lot of my content for it.
Yeah, that was fun, guys. I love talking about Wuthering Waves. I could do this all day. I'm excited for 2.1 with Phoebe and Brent. Sadly, we didn't talk a lot about the characters, but maybe next time. My socials are Kaijo TV on everything, pretty much. YouTube, Twitch. Yeah, that's pretty much it. It was fun. Thanks for having me.
Yeah, I think this was a ton of fun. I think anytime you get a bunch of people together and we can just yap about the things that we like about a game, that's just so much more positive and so much more fun. It's thoroughly enjoyable just to kind of hear you guys and just to see the different perspective that everyone sees. So it's really great. So thanks for having me. For me, Papa Tez, mostly about 2 or 3 times a week. That's mostly where you can find me at. I do have YouTube, same name, Papa Tez. Pretty much most of the socials, it's just Papa_Tez where you can find me at. And again, thank you so much for having me.
Thank you for being here.
Yeah. Thank you guys, man. It was awesome to meet all. Well, I've met several of Papa Tez, Juice. It's nice to meet y'all. Life, finally nice to talk to you. Actually talk to you. I gotta hit you up about Marvel Rivals later after this, but yeah, I just at Sola Saga on Twitter and YouTube. That's pretty much it for me. So, thanks for having me.
Well, thank you so much. Like, really, thank you for letting me come on today. It's been an absolutely very pleasant experience to connect with some more people about Wuthering Waves and just to have some discussions in general. I've never met any of you in a call before, so it's been lovely to get to know your takes and all. If you want to find me on YouTube, my main channel is at Juice Chan, which is just Juice, and that's on YouTube, where I just covered Genshin and Wuthering Waves. And if you want to find me covering Zenless Zone Zero, then you can look up at Juices on the Loose on YouTube, which is called Juiceless. So that's where I do my Zenless stuff. Yeah. Okay. That's pretty
That's
much
such a cool name.
It really is. I was just
I'm on the loose because I'm
I
playing
like
the
that.
Elite.
Hey, you. Do the thing.